DBS online banking services has been down for more than 48 hours since November 23rd of 2021. Now, if you are a DBS customer and DBS or POSB account is your only banking account, then most likely it has affected your personal lifestyle as well as your business if you are using only DBS account for your banking needs, since you could not check your transactions online as well as carry out your banking activities. So in this video, let me share some of the other banking accounts that I personally use so that you can consider diversifying into other banking accounts as well, so that you will never face such disruption risk again. Hey guys, welcome back to Honey Money SG, and in this channel we are all about building financial knowledge, share money saving hacks, and also help you lead a fulfilling quality of life. So this video very simple. Other than DBS, I'm just going to talk about two other banks in Singapore, and these are UOB and OCBC. Now, together with DBS, these three banks are actually our local Singapore banks, which has a wide network of ATM and deposit machines across the country, so you don't have to worry much about their coverage. So let's start off with UOB, right? There are actually 4 banking accounts that I could recommend them to you, but you just have to choose one of them. So out of these 4, I have UOB One current account, UOB Krisflyer account, UOB Lady Saving account, and UOB Stash account. Now, the similarities between these 4 accounts is that they have an initial deposit of 1,000 Singapore dollars in order to open that banking account, and you would also need to maintain a daily average balance of 1,000 Singapore dollars, or there is a fall below fee that will be charged to your bank account. But I think $1,000 is a very small amount to maintain an account, right? Given that it gives you so much more convenience in diversifying your bank ATMs. And actually, if you look around your neighborhood, right, there are not many people queuing for UOB ATMs or the cash deposit machine, which is a plus point, right? Because you don't want to waste time queuing up behind other people at the DBS ATM, especially when the payday comes, right? During the month end, you'll see a long queue of people usually queuing up to withdraw money out of their DBS or POSB ATM. And I think the reason why is because a lot of foreigners, when they actually come to Singapore, their employers actually recommend them to set up a DBS POSB account because it probably doesn't have like any minimum balance or initial deposit to set up that account. So why are you, as a Singapore resident, whether you are a citizen or permanent resident, fighting with all these foreign workers, right? They only can set up a DBS POSB account. Why you must go and fight with them for the queue? You can go and set up your UOB and OCBC account, which has no queues, which I truly don't understand why people don't do that. I'm sure you could at least take out $1,000 and put in another savings account, right? Just so it adds so much more convenience to you, not difficult as a Singapore citizen or permanent resident. Yeah, so having said that, right, so let's talk about the benefits of these 4 banking accounts. Actually, to be honest, very minimal benefits. It's more of the convenience that it brings you, but let's go through some of them, right? Okay, so for the UOB One current account, there's actually a staggered interest rate. So this UOB One current account used to be one of the highest interest yield account, whereby you put in like a large balance and you fulfill some terms and conditions, you could actually get a lot of interest back every month. But with the worldwide interest rates dropping, especially during the pandemic, right, then it becomes not so attractive anymore. But I'm still holding on to this account for my UOB banking needs. Now, if you actually spend like a minimum amount of $500 per month on your UOB One credit card, and you make 3 GIRO transactions or a salary credit to your UOB One account, you would then get to earn that extra interest on your incremental balances based on this table over here, which is nothing to shout off really in this low interest rate environment. So I won't talk too much about the calculations, right? Because I think cash is trash right now in your banking and savings account with the super low interest rates. Okay, the next account is slightly more interesting, is the UOB Krisflyer account, which the main benefit is you could earn 6 miles per dollar if you actually credit your salary with a minimum amount of $2,000, but this is actually capped at 5% of your monthly average balance. So what this means is that if you actually have $12,000 inside your UOB Krisflyer account, because of the 5% cap, you will only earn a max of 600 miles per month. So with 6 miles per dollar calculation, the max spend you could use is only $100 to get the max 600 miles. So depending on what your valuation of the miles is, I think this is just a very low valuation. Okay, don't get me wrong, I think the earn rates of 6 miles per dollar is fantastic, but it's the maximum cap that is really limiting the potential of this account. So for myself, right, 600 miles with my own mile valuation of 1.5 cents per mile, that's equivalent to $9. So $9 per month for putting $12,000, I think that's just not very attractive lah. yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next account, which is the UOB Lady Savings Account. Now, this account is only limited to women, so if you're a man, you really cannot apply for this account, unlike the DBS Women's World Mastercard. So something interesting for your wife or your girlfriend, right? They actually provide like free women insurance, and the coverage actually increases if you actually increase your savings amount inside that account. Based on this table over here, right, so you can see the insurance coverage actually depends on your monthly average balance. So the more you deposit into this account, the higher is your coverage. So consider it like free insurance by just putting money in there. Of course, the coverage you could expect is really quite little, right, but don't sweat over it because it's really free. And lastly is the stash account, right, where you could get up to 1% interest per year. Okay, to be frank, I really never studied much about this stash account because it's really so inferior, right? 1% per annum on the banking account, and you want me to go through so many hoops on this? I don't even want to bother going through the terms and conditions. So out of all these accounts, the only one that I'll recommend is maybe UOB Krisflyer if you're male, and if you're female, then just go for the UOB Ladies account. And you know why you should sign up for a UOB account? Because right now, if you actually deposit a minimum of $5,000 as a new to bank customer, you will get $50 credited into your banking account as a sign up gift. And if you have even more money, right, like at least $100,000, they will give you $150 as well. So that's just icing on top of the cake. But to be frank, signing up for UOB account really not about the sign up gifts. It's really about the convenience that UOB actually brings to you. So that's it about UOB. Let me move on to my next bank, which is OCBC. For OCBC, I will only recommend one account, which is the Frank account. Now the Frank account is really easy to sign up, right? You could actually sign up online using the link. And the good thing is there's actually no initial deposit. And let's say if you're a youth below the age of 26, you actually don't have any daily average balance or monthly average balance to maintain that account, and you will not be charged any fees if you fall below the requirements. Of course, if you are 26 years old and above, then there is a daily average balance to maintain, and that is just $1,000, which is the same as UOB, right? So you just need to set aside $1,000, and then now you have another OCBC Frank account that you could use at all the OCBC ATMs and cash deposit accounts island-wide in Singapore. And I won't even go and talk about the interest rates, right, because they are so pathetic. But let's talk about the good stuff about OCBC. So one good thing about OCBC is that you could almost definitely find an ATM machine or cash deposit machine in all the NTUC Fair Price outlets in Singapore. And you do know that we have a lot of NTUC Fair Price supermarkets in Singapore, right? So most likely, you'll find an OCBC machine there. And most of the time, it's parked right next to the POSB ATM. And then you'll see this long queue of people queuing up at the POSB cash machine, trying to withdraw cash while the OCBC ATM machine actually has no people. It's a very interesting sight in Singapore. People always like to queue at the DBS and POSB ATM machine, but nobody will queue at the OCBC one. You go and see. So in terms of ATM network coverage, I really think OCBC is not that bad as well. And the good thing is the time savings, right? You don't need to queue behind these people. Now, one other good thing about OCBC is that their local bank branches, right, actually open at the weekends as well. So like Saturday and Sundays between 11 AM to 7 PM, the banking branch is open. So if you want to do like some over-the-counter banking stuff, right, you could go during the weekends and don't have to actually take leave to go and settle your banking stuff at the weekdays. And one more thing about the OCBC Frank is that they also have this sign-up bonus where you can get $10 if you are new to bank customer of OCBC by using my referral link down below. Make sure you also apply for the Frank debit card as well to be eligible. So in summary, other than DBS, please also go and sign up for those UOB banking accounts and OCBC banking accounts, specifically these two accounts that I talk about, because you don't know when is the next day DBS is going to be down, right? So just make sure you sign up with all three banks, and then you can also get your sign up bonuses as well. So not everything is really about money, right? It's about the time savings and the convenience of other banks' ATM that you don't need to queue behind other people, and then you get less frustrated, and then you get your emotional well-being taken care of. It will just make you a better person, trust me. Alright, so I hope that you have enjoyed this video and found value in it, and do consider giving me a like at the bottom of the video. Just takes 1 second of your time, and consider subscribing to my channel for more money saving hacks. Also join us over at our Telegram group at Honey Money SG to learn more about personal finance and investing. My name is Christopher, this is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.